my tab for that.
They got the Ben Simmons face on it, like this is fine. Like, it's fine, all right, it's fine. They up in that boy pockets. He out there wanting to rip and roll like he's still superstar in it.
Oh, they talking about the
All right, let's go.
Emerson Griffin thing. That was crazy.
They got the Ben
Ethan, start us off.
I thought we gonna give it a second, or I guess it's too late for all that.
Can y'all first of all, can y'all turn? Can y'all silence all y'all stuff?
That's
Tim,
you.
Wayne. I ain't made that's
Hey,
Wayne.
it ain't never me. It's always either you or Tim. Always.
That's true.
And if it's people in the background, it's you or Ephraim.
No,
So Herb.
it's you or Ephraim. If it's a baby running up or a cat, it's you.
That's all right. The baby run up, but they don't say nothing, though, do they?
Oh, them
Babies move in silence.
Them babies is like baby kids over there. Wayne House.
Cool out.
All right, fellas, Herb gang, EX1, we all here.
You right, my bad.
We here. Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. Catch us on our platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, the Instagram, Twitter, iTunes. Show some support, like, share, all that good stuff.
The whole
Subscribe.
kit and caboodle.
Yeah, we here after Sixers loss. It was actually 3 real good quarters of basketball. The fourth quarter, I don't know what happened. We ended up losing by like 20 to the Golden State Warriors. Undermanned team, though. Very undermanned. No Tobias Harris. No Joel Embiid. No Ben Simmons. So we really undermanned. We hung in there for 3 quarters with the best team in the league, but they just had too much, man. They just had too much. Golden State, though, played like they just, whenever they was ready to turn it on, they was turning it on. And I didn't like that. I was hoping that cost them the game, but it didn't. They played the whole game. They kind of nonchalantly played through the game. Then it was time to turn it on. It turned into a 20-point loss. But
hey, Bravo. First of all, you're not gonna call this the Ephraim episode. This is not the Ephraim episode. This game was hard.
Who thought he wasn't going to show up tonight?
This game was hard for me. It was hard because I couldn't bask in my prediction of Golden State being the number 1 seed. I couldn't because it was playing against my hometown Heart. So, I mean, it was nice to see us get out to. In my opinion, it was 2 good quarters of basketball. Because by the third quarter, I saw the inevitable happen. I said this when we was talking. I said this on our chat. I said we don't have enough firepower to sustain this win. The way we played in the first 2 quarters, we had Maxey shake a little bit, Isaiah Joe, who else, and Danny Green and Seth all splashing. How many times did that ever happen and continue to happen through the game? I say, ain't no way in the world. We were shooting 60% the first half. I say, ain't no way in the world we can keep this tempo up. And so
did Danny score after half?
I don't think so.
After he dove on the floor, I ain't seen him do too much of nothing. I think he forgot how old he was and he dove on the floor of that one play.
Yeah. I watched the video that said he was ready to cash in his pension and call it quits after that collision. But I mean, Golden State was stacked. They had their 14. We were depleted. No Tobias, no B. The 2 biggest, obviously misses that we had. So, what for the simple fact we was able to get up 20, I was thoroughly impressed. But like Ethan said, you could kind of tell Golden State was kind of, I think, going through the motions, knowing that we was undermanned. I don't even think they expected us to come out with that much bang. And then once we smacked them in the face, they realized, okay, this is serious. We got tighten up.
I don't necessarily know if they was going through the motions as much. I do kind of agree, but I think Ethan brought the point up in our in the group chat because I hadn't even peeped it. Maxey was balling until they threw Wiggins on him. They came out in the second half and they threw that athletic, longer player on him, and it made it difficult for Maxey. And Maxey ended up having an off shooting night. So I mean, first, I just want to say this. Everybody mad at Embiid because he didn't play tonight. Relax. I would rather him not fly out west after sitting out there with the COVID. Now, the COVID, he was out on the COVID too long. But we know how Embiid do. And I think right now they're holding him there because they want him to get back in playing shape. You know good and well if he land on his back in a hospital bed. He's not going to jump up and be fit.
But let me ask you, Wayne. Don't you want to play the best? If you feel you one of the best players in the team,
I do. But you're talking about But you're talking about him not being back in shape, flying overnight because he didn't get cleared until like the day before yesterday or something. So you want him to fly overnight
and never in shape. I don't care about he's never in shape.
I don't agree with that. He's in shape for himself.
He's gonna get in shape in the next 2 days.
He what?
Like on Saturday, he's gonna be.
But so you forget the part that I'm telling you.
He's never in shape anyway.
But yet and still never in shape, but still MVP candidate. Like I was saying, you want him to. You saying the next 2 days? Yeah, make a difference if you don't have that travel day. You want him to fly from out Philly. Fly from out
2 weeks.
Come out on this state.
He was late for 2 weeks.
It'll be 3 weeks on Saturday.
And he wasn't
play his last game. This bull.
If you land in a bed for 2 weeks, you're not just jumping up and going to be in tip-top shape and play either. Especially for him.
He's been at the facility since Monday.
Getting in shape. What part don't you understand?
All right. Okay.
Herbert,
the same.
Herbert,
how we
hold
understand that
on, let me address Herbert real
went
quick.
out the same time he went out, and Thibault have been playing the last 3 games.
So even a coach. They coach said it too, Herbert. He said they actually switched and put Wiggins on him after the half. So Wiggins maybe did some switches. No, Herbert said he was on him in the first half. I didn't recognize him on him the first half. Maybe during a couple switches here and there, but they made a concentrated effort. Even they coach. Who's the coach? Kerr even said it. They interviewed him and he said when they put Wiggins on Maxey Wiggins really played well, stopping the ball after the half, and he did.
And you kind of saw, and Ethan's point, you kind of saw they actually did with the Bulls, what they said Scottie Pippen did against Magic in that 1991 finals. They actually played Maxey almost the length of the court between Wiggins and Payton. When Wiggins wasn't on him, Payton was on him. That's the best 2 defenders on Golden State outside of Draymond is Wiggins and Payton, and they put him on to play the whole length of the court and tried to wear Maxey down, and they did. He was really the dude that was opening up everything for everybody else, 3-point shooting and all that, the mid-range stuff, because he kept going to the basket. He blew by Draymond. He got Draymond in foul trouble. He was blown by everybody. But once they started putting that the whole court-to-court pressure on him, it slowed him up a lot.
He needed this though. I like the fact that this happened to him. He saw something a little different, so this is only going to make him better. So I don't have a problem with the way they played him. He needed this. Everything can't come easy to the young boy, so I'm okay with this. This game to me was about the little things, though. I saw a lot of little things that we did wrong within the game that made us lose that 20-point lead. Like Shake does this every game. He's going to lose the ball and turn the ball over. That turnover sparked something else, a big play that actually led to that 3-point shot, Hail Mary, or that 50-foot shot that the Poole made to close the game, to go from 12-point lead to a 9-point lead. Those are the little things that affects the game. A lot of like the Cork Moss turnover.
But hold on, what did you want him to do on that play? Like that's a play you don't overplay that. Because the last thing you want to do is do something stupid and give him a touch foul.
But I'm saying
shooting that shot
right before that play is when he turned the ball over.
You mean a turnover on the play? Okay, I thought you were talking about
like those are the little, like we had a lot of turnovers today. I think Drummond was just giving the ball away to everybody he could. So I'm like, we struggled.
Drummond's getting a shot blocked. Drummond
had a terrible game.
Yeah, Drummond had a terrible
game. And this kind of goes to the point that Ephraim was making before he came in about the athletes part, But that's why I counter and I say that when you have a Joel Embiid, that kind of balances everything out. And I agree with Ellis. I think we all agree that we lost because we got gassed from being shorthanded. And my whole thing is I'm not making excuses. I wish Embiid was in better shape. Do I wish he was more of a machine? But guess what? They said the same thing about Shaq. And B's not Shaq, but they said the same. Remember how they were talking about Shaq? If Shaq wasn't fat and lazy, Shaq wasn't fat. They said the same thing. It's different when you're a bigger body. It's different, like to be able to stay in shape and be as active and do the things the way they do. But that being said, I do want to see him playing more games. If Joker could play like that, then maybe you trim down the Joker size, but will he be able to dominate the same way still? So, and I'm not saying that to make excuses for B, but I'm just saying it does make a difference having him in there. And I understand the frustration. I understand we know he's going to miss 20-something games a year. That's just what it is. So, hey, at least let him be out the way now. And we still 4 games out of first, and we see what happened when he come back. I'm Tobias.
Shout out. We also got you about to say something?
No, I was about to give a shout out to a couple cats. Bird Gang, shout out. He gave us a shout out earlier. What's up? Herb, always. I mean, let us support that you're giving. Yeah.
Let me say something real quick, Ephraim. Do y'all understand what the difference between excuses and reasoning is? Excuses is when RJ is saying I'm giving up excuses. I'm not giving up excuses. I'm telling you what it is with Embiid. Excuses would be to say, no, you got to excuse Embiid for always being hurt. No, I'm not excusing that. That's just what he is. It's not an excuse. It's a reason. It's the same way some people are just like that. The same way Anthony Davis, he's going to be hurt a bunch of games. You just know this with certain dudes. With Sanders on the Eagles, he's going to be hurt for half the season.
But what that comes is, what's the excuse for him being hurt? What's B's excuse?
What, COVID?
Before then, he never got that knee surgery in the offseason, so that's why he's having these knee injuries all year long. But I want to go back to the second quarter. I'm going to tell you, the game kind of shifted when Steph got that third foul and he had to sit out. And then once he sat out, that's when the feast and famine came. That's when we started struggling. And then, like I said, when Shake had the ball at the end of the game, it'd have been easy to have Steph
at the end of the half.
Yeah, at the end of the half. It'd have been easy to have Steph and Maxey up top because both of them can create their own shot. It'd have been easy. And that's kind of how
Steph can't crazy.
Once Steph started getting strapped, once they put GP2 and all that on Steph and Toscado Anderson, they started strapping down. Steph ain't doing that no more. This is why, to Wayne's point, this is why Bede is so impactful. 2 Bulls like Steph.
Steph had like 17 points in the first half.
Yeah, until they started getting for real with him. Exactly. Once they started getting for real with him, then once they started putting the athletes on him, when they started putting Poole and they started really, really defending him, and Toscado Anderson started coming out and meeting him at the 3 line, all that dumb stuff ended. All the mid-range shots he was getting and going to the bucket. Not saying he can't never get his own shot, but it's going to be so much more difficult than it was in the first half when they really start strapping in, bro. That's why Bede, once again, I agree with Wayne. This is why Bede opens it up for them dudes. Him being back would have definitely opened it up for the likes of Steph. He didn't want
to show up.
He didn't Listen, y'all right. Up. He does have.
All right, then you know what? Trade him, Bede. First of all, any of y'all that hype up Ben Simmons, any of y'all, Tim and all the rest of y'all that hype up Ben Simmons, we need Ben. Don't y'all ever come out of your mouth and say nothing about it.
We saying trade him, B. We saying show him the work.
You don't got nothing to say about a beat at all when you trump for Ben. There's nothing you can say if you're a Ben apologist. It's nothing you can say about Embiid.
Are we talking about? Let me
say something about. Let me address something in the comments because I do agree with Brandon Stokes. Shout out for Brandon too. He always here to loyal supporter. They have been running on a short rotation this entire West trip. I do agree with you. I've been saying that before. I said ever since. And this is, I hate to go back to this, but this is my point about, and I'm sorry y'all gotta go back to this, about trading Ben Simmons to get players in and help this team. Because I said before, the whole time these dudes is out, they're running on a playoff type rotation, 8 and 9 players. You can't continue to win like that. You need to get people back, and you need to get players in here to help this team. So you won't be running a short rotation, so you won't get tired. But I agree with that, Brandon Stokes. We have been running a short rotation for weeks. It feels like weeks we've been running on a short rotation. I agree, and that does have a fact.
You got a whole player sitting out who we not moving. Now they talking about he got money problems. He might be broke as a joke, and he need to come back and start playing and all this stuff.
That report is from Howard Eskin, the biggest hater.
He a hater and all that. Who knows how true it? Whether it's true or not, I really don't care. He just, in my opinion, he shouldn't be here no more. It's time to dump the baggage, get a player, and move on. I've been saying this, but they're gonna hold on. Morey playing, him and Ben just as too stubborn as each other. He won't hold on for dear life. Ben trying to hold on, and we're gonna see how it's gonna turn out. But in the meantime, we're dropping in the ranks when we could. For outside of this Golden State game, it was several other games we could have won even without B being here. I in my opinion, Golden State the best team in the league. With B, we still probably lost. But let's say the Toronto game, we barely lost. The Milwaukee game, we barely lost. With the Pacers game, I think we was kind of in that. The only game we really got blown out since we didn't been here has been the Utah game. That's the only game we really got outright waxed. Other than that, we was in and around every other game where another player could have added 10 points, 8 points, 7 rebounds, assists, 2 blocks that could have won us those games. So
and wasn't those two? Are those the only 2 teams? Are they the only 2 teams that we played that had legit shot blocker in the middle when Embiid wasn't here?
Who, Utah?
Looney a shot blocker?
No, that's what I'm saying. Looney, we lost to Golden State. Golden State handled us. We was up 20 and they won by 20.
Shot blocker too. Remember Giannis was throwing. Remember Giannis and Shake was playing volleyball out there.
Yeah, we barely lost to what we should have won Milwaukee game.
But I'm saying about the games that we got handled in, like the Utah game and this game, it was like legit. I mean, Giannis is a legit shot blocker too. But I'm just saying, all I'm saying is Embiid opens up the whole floor, and Brandon, the reason why you hear these people talking so much about Embiid, I guarantee you, most of them talking about Embiid are Ben Simmons fans and Ben Simmons apologists.
I don't hate on Embiid. I just hate the fact.
No, I'm not talking about y'all.
Games a year that irks me.
No, I get that too, but sometimes a player is what they are. Listen, it's the same thing I said about Ben Simmons when we had him last year. This is what he is, and I was okay with what he is until he flaked out in the playoffs. But I'm okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, somebody else keeps saying why we saying Bede is out of shape. Bede's always get gas. Y'all never noticed. You tell me you watch those Sixers games, you never noticed Bede getting gassed all the time in these Sixers games. Why do you think he'll get that many minutes? He's out of shape.
Yeah,
he always get gassed.
I do agree with Stokes. I mean, we were the number 1 seed with him last year, and we was the number 2 seed, I think, right before he got hurt. Right, we was right in the cusp.
We were 8-2.
Yeah, we was number 1 seed before he went down. So, I mean, he is, when he plays, he's very impactful for the team, both offensively and defensively. He's like the Curry effect, where even in a couple games in the beginning of the year, Bede only had 18, 20, but we were still winning because he still gives you defense. He still draws the attention. A couple games, he didn't even shoot that well. He still won because his impact on the game. So, I mean, we definitely need him to compete when it comes to top tier teams. And like I said, even with him not being there, most of the games we still almost won. So that shows me that with him there, it could have been a drastic difference. But
I would have played Paul Reed a little bit more this game. Paul Reed needed to play.
He wouldn't have made a big.
What has Paul Reed shown you?
What does Paul Reed going to do?
What he shown you? What has he shown you?
Because Golden State play a bunch of young bulls, and so if they play a bunch of young bulls, we could play a bunch of young bulls. This is a matchup where it'd have been okay to play them because it was.
So we lost by 30.
But you know why we would have still lost. This is and like I said, I watched the Golden State broadcast and like the
offensive rebounds.
This is what, and Ephraim will attest to it because he's probably watched more Golden State games than the Sixers games. But
don't do that.
But Golden State dictates you to play their tempo. The Sixers came out and played their tempo early on, and this is what I say when people say we don't need to be, we move the ball better without Embiid. You can't sustain that unless you have that type of team that Golden State have, where Steph Curry, your main player, is the type of dude that's what he flourishes in. That's what that team is built for. Everybody can't run that kind of system for a complete game. And Golden State turned the defense up. They got steals and they got blocks, and they got out on a fast break in an open court, and that's where they took off on the Sixers. You don't get that as much if you have. What you say?
If Ben was playing, this would have been the perfect game. He likes to play how to Golden State play. Real up.
Yeah, he'd have been on the side sucking his thumb. He'd have been curled up on the side sucking his thumb.
He's getting therapy.
Back and forth.
He's getting
he'd have been like,
free throws, no more free throws, no more. No, let me listen. I'm not even gonna do that. Don't make me do that. Don't make me go there. All right, look, no. On some real though, Tim, the young boys you see for Golden State, this is okay. This is my show. You right. I think who said that earlier. You right. This is my show. The young boys that Golden State played today, they've been grooming these young boys for the last couple years. These boys is ready to go. Toscado, Anderson, and Poole and all them boys, they sent them dudes down to G League, came back, gave them all this playing time enough, but now they're ready for the moment. Paul Reed ain't ready for this.
He didn't get enough of the G League.
Yeah, he didn't get enough NBA play yet. I'm talking about Toscano and Poole played almost all year last year. Poole went down to the G League for like 5 games or something, then came back. But he played a lot of minutes in a lot of big games coming down the stretch last year, even though he made the playoffs. Paul Reed ain't ready for that. Now, could you have used him and played him in this game to possibly get him ready? All right, I can see your reason on that, but I don't think he would have made a difference in this game or not. I do not think that at all.
I think that's the one thing about Doc that I don't like is that he don't like to play the young boys the way they should be. Develop them. Don't sit there and wait till like they second and third year players. Give them some time.
He was playing Maxey last year, so I can't say that.
He developed
Maxey.
I think he held Maxey back last year. To be honest with you, I think he could have did more.
I think he could have did a little more with Maxey too. I agree because remember it was some games last year where Maxey didn't even play. Remember after Maxey dropped 30 against
Ben
Denver.
Simmons though.
You still can play better.
You still can play.
You know why I don't think that Maxey would have done it. I think we discredit having the off season and him. There wasn't an off season last year. Maxey basically came in from college and then like got thrown into the fire. We saw
Jalen Hurts did last year.
What you say?
Like Jalen last year. Jalen Hurts
didn't get thrown in the fire.
Like he did what? He said for a whole.
He didn't have an off season.
Did he say for a whole season to watch? Didn't he say for a whole season?
No, he didn't. Like you
he said for 9 games to watch, right? So we're not talking about him.
I mean, we know.
But listen, hey DJ, I do think Maxey and B can work. If you look, they tried to run the same pick thing with Drummond, but the difference is Drummond is no mid-range threat. So if you notice when they ran that play with Drummond and then they threw it to Drummond and he at the top of the key, he's looking for the ball and looking for somebody. Like it was a few times he stuck with the ball looking for somebody to give it to. If you giving Joel Embiid the ball there, they have to honestly play him because he can shoot that. He actually can shoot that over most players. Or if it's somebody big and clumsy, he could take him off the dribble. So
who you talking about? You say Joel?
I'm saying Joel. Like if you look at with Drummond when they was trying to run the picks with Drummond, like run like a pick with Maxey or with any of them. They would give it after they would do the pick. They would drop it back to Drummond at the foul line, and he just was looking for somebody to get the ball to. You don't have that problem with
Drummond.
Herb said he suspect we lost because Ephraim has a white T-shirt underneath the sweatshirt.
I don't think Drummond can make a. I don't think Drummond can make a layup.
Correct. Yo, but look, I see. But I go back real quick to touch on that point Tim made. I do agree with Tim about that. I think he could do a little better job developing his young players. Wiseman didn't have no training camp last year, and he got a lot of burn from Golden State with Kevon Looney there and Draymond who could play the center, but they gave Wiseman a lot of clock. Remember, it was a lot of games last year when Maxey was a DMP for no reason. If y'all remember after he played that when we had the COVID strike last year, and Maxey was the only Bull playing. He had 33 points against Denver and all that. And then like 3 games later, Maxey wasn't even playing. For no reason, he didn't play.
He almost had 40 or something.
But I think it's a little bit different when you're playing on a contended team. Golden State wasn't expected to do nothing but develop people.
But look, that's all about to go. Look who Golden State was playing tonight. Bull Kuminga. That's their number 1 draft pick. He got a couple minutes in the middle, in the heart of the game. It was not during the blowout. He got a couple minutes early on in the game. So Steve Kerr is mixing this bull in because he realized at a certain point I might need this dude either now or later on. But I want to give him that experience. I agree.
He might as well get the experience against a scrimmage team like the Sixers bench right now.
I'll tell you though, the ball.
He been playing Kuminga all year.
Okay. You know what impressed me tonight a little bit though? Honestly, Wiggins. Wiggins impressed me tonight.
I've been told you about Wiggins.
He played well D. He played well on defense. He got some nice rotational blocks and stuff, and he shot the ball well and he scored. Man, Wiggins was a nice addition to that Golden State team.
He's not the primary scorer or anything. He's a secondary or thirdary, if that's a word.
He's but like if you compare it to that,
he's a secondary scorer.
Yeah, he's second or third. He's second or third. Well, when Clay come back, he's gonna be third or fourth. But right now, it's either Steph, Poole, and then Wiggins or Steph, Wiggins, and Poole. But he was running a lot of plays for Wiggins. They was running a lot of plays for him tonight. They was. He like a souped up Harrison Barnes on that 2015 team that went to the championship.
Is it souped up Harrison Barnes or is it a souped up Ben?
Well, but
Ben ain't even
he might be what Harrison Barnes was for them. Harrison Barnes pulled a Ben on them. Harrison Barnes was actually a baller for them.
No, because Harrison Barnes he still shot the ball.
No, but what I'm saying is Harrison Barnes was balling for them, and then when they got to the playoffs, like even the first year when they first beat them, He just was getting killed by them. So I'm saying in that he didn't show up in the playoffs. As Harrison Barnes was a baller for them. That's why he went and got that big money over there, and he still could put up numbers.
Wiggins went number 1 in that draft, right? Mm-hmm. He went number 1 in the draft, but yet on his team, he's the 3rd and 4th option.
I mean, but right now he's second. You got Steph. Of course, he's gonna be second to Steph. Then when he got Clay,
he's the second leading scorer on the team, ain't he?
Yeah, he's the second leading scorer on the team right now.
Poole not the second.
No, Poole. I think him and Poole. I think it's like 17 and 16. I think Poole gets 16. He gets 17 or something like that.
I personally don't care where somebody gets drafted. At a certain point, you on the team is like, what do you do for the team? I don't care what somebody making unless their money that they're making is keeping us from getting
compare. It's his way of trying to throw in comparison to Ben Simmons, but Wiggins now is a way better player than Ben Simmons.
I'm just saying that the expectation that we should have Ben should be kind of similar to the expectation that Golden State have for Wiggins.
At least
I do. Defender. You see Wiggins hitting open threes? Did you see that?
Yep.
Man.
You've seen that, right? Yes, I had the same. Yes, I had the same expectations for Ben,
and I expect Ben to do the same thing, and I think he will when he come back. Shout out to Ben.
Yeah, Mr. Wing said Wiggins. He said Wiggins is an elite 5th option.
You are something else, bro. I mean, we'll see.
Listen, I would take a Wiggins as my 3rd option. I mean. Listen, everybody's not going to be the Steph Currys and Dame Lillards and LeBron. Everybody not, and you don't get one of them every year. So the whole thing is, do you want that? Yes, that's what you look to get. But if not that, you at least want somebody that's going to come in there and be at least on a borderline all-star level at least, or be a productive player, be something that you're going to help the team go to win the championship.
Hey, William, I agree, Wayne. And William Conway, I agree. I've been saying that for a while, that low-key Harrison Barnes was the reason why Golden State lost that finals. He played like garbage in that finals, complete garbage. But
he opened the door for Brian. He opened the door for Draymond to start getting some shine like that.
By the way,
Wiggins was the reason why
Wiggins averaged 19, Poole 18.
Yeah, so I knew it was something like that. I knew it was 1 point difference. But that's what he opened the way for Kevin Durant to come. If Golden State would have won that final, Durant would have never came, and who knows what would have happened. But yeah, I mean, this is why I wanted Wiggins though. Wiggins plays defense, very good defense. He can hit. He's getting better at his 3. He's getting better at his mid range. He's becoming a better overall player. I wish Ben was him, but I wanted him because I think Wiggins would have fit in nicely to this team for real.
Hey Herb, let me tell you this.
Maury don't think so.
I wish Ben Simmons wanted to play. I wasn't of the mindset that I had to get rid of Ben last year. Even with him doing the stuff that he was doing this year in the offseason, saying he wanted to get traded, I was like, if we can't trade him for somebody, I hope he do come back and play the way that he played or whatever. But he's not mentally. He's not it. He's not it. So it don't matter sitting here saying about, well, Ben did this to them last year. Ben did this. Ben did this. It don't matter. Ben don't want to be here. Ben does not want to be here. So it's like we got to get past even trying to factor him in as to what he would have done in this spot, this, that, and the other. And to that point, that's where I agree with Ephraim and Ethan when they say trade him for a productive piece. I just don't think that they've been offered a good enough piece that's worth trading them, in my opinion. Not yet.
The truth gonna come out.
He's under the weather. He's getting better.
It is when the truth is gonna come out about it.
The truth gonna come out about that.
Mm-hmm.
About what?
About what type of offers, legitimate offers they may get for Ben Simmons, and if we should have pulled the trigger already. Truth gonna come out about that sooner or later. And I got a feeling I'm be dead right.
I think the Sixers was trying to get they was trying to get either what's the 2 Bulls in Sacramento, like Halliburton and or another bull, De'Aaron Fox. I think that all them talks got cut off.
We need an athletic small forward.
We need a couple more athletes, period.
Yeah.
Who's the only real legitimate athletes outside of Maxey and Thibault that we have?
Paul Reed,
I think.
Okay. Who else?
Ben Simmons.
This is my point, though. But this is my point. Look at Golden State team, though. They got Wiggins. They got Poole. They got to.
We don't care about their. We don't care about their roster.
I'm just saying.
You wanted the opportunity to break that roster down. Go ahead.
Listen, first of all, if the minivan didn't play like a pacer,
Wayne, let him break down the roster. This is State of Shine. Go ahead.
No, but my point is, this is why they are 15-2 after beating us tonight. This is why they're so good. They got shooters, and they got shooters who are athletes. We don't have that. Our shooters, Seth Curry, not athletic. Cork Miles, who could get hot every now and then, not that much of an athlete. Minivan, not that much of an athlete. Danny Green, old. This is what I'm saying. This is what look at what we got. Even Toby, he's a 6'7" dude, but he's not that much of an athlete at all. Wiggins and Toby the same height, and Wiggins is far more superior athlete than Toby.
I think Wiggins taller. Wiggins like 6'9".
Okay, in the same realm, but that's even worse.
They totally separate as realm of athlete.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. The whole team is, and that's why they have a number one seed. Outside of the way they play, basketball, the cutting and moving, and they got good players to fit their system. But we need more athletes. I've been saying that since we lost to Atlanta last year. I noticed that was a glaring problem. When we lost to Atlanta, they was jumping all over us. Outside of Ben, obviously,
was the reason why we lost. So
they got Wiggins listed at 6'7".
That he was
probably
doing
just
was
long arms. Pause.
What you say, Ethan?
They got Wiggins listed at 6'7", but he got length. Pause. He got them long arms and stuff.
Yeah, he's an athlete. He can jump. He can move. He got quick twitch muscle.
Can we go back to Matisse Thybulle? He does a lot of great things, but he does a lot of stupid things within the game that hurts the ball club. He did it again today, just like making those silly fouls, turning the ball over.
He had a tough cover. I think sometimes you nitpick a little too much. Listen, you're going to have good plays and bad plays during the game. And
he's the reason why we lost last year.
Tim hate on Thybulle too much.
He's not Thybulle is not the reason we lost.
Thybulle said it.
Not the reason we lost.
The words out of his mouth was, I'm the one who ended the season last year, and I got.
And guess what? You know what? He took accountability, unlike somebody else who refused to dunk on something.
Matisse Thybulle, he said, "I got,"
because that's what a man does. That's what a man does.
Blame, and I'm the one who ended the season with a foul because he had 2 plays where he fouled 2 games where he fouled a player at the end of the game, a 4-point play.
We ain't talking about that foolish. You being foolish. Hey, RJ, listen. Let's get this straight. Tell me what free agents the Sixers have ever brought here. You talking about the money that we paid to Ben, Bede, and Tobias. What free agent did it keep us from getting? Because we talk about this all the time. We don't get the big time free agents to come to Philadelphia. The way you get the players are you draft them and re-sign them, or you make a trade and bring a player in. What big free agents had Philadelphia ever brought in? You talking about this $300 million. And the other thing about the money is the salary goes up every year. So you get guys that's getting money. Look at the guy for Atlanta that we just was talking about. Do you think he's playing up to the contract that he got? But this is that's what the market is. And it goes up. And in a couple of years, their contracts will look frivolous, and the next group will come in and have the big money contracts. But stop being delusional and thinking the Sixers had to sign the dudes that they had. I wanted them to sign Jimmy, though, but they had to sign the dudes that they had because you're not getting free agents to come here.
I think they could have went out. It was a couple of free agents we talked about that they could have went out.
Like who?
The one is the bull from who?
Horford.
No, remember the dude from the Clippers? I know he's a little older. He's like 30, 31. I think the Clippers re-signed him. He had a nice run in the playoffs. What's his name? It's not Man. I think it was somebody else.
So what? Would you going to pay him? Would you going to pay him the Ben Simmons type money?
No, what I'm saying is he got a Danny Green type deal. I want the Sixers to instead of going out signing boys like Danny Green and things like that. We could have added a little more athletic players to the team.
No, I agree with you. My thing is he's making
the Danny Green. No offense
with the bad back. My point is people.
Danny Green.
My point is the people that's talking about Embiid's money and Tobias money and Ben money and talking about because we signed them, it kept us from bringing
Reggie Jackson. Yes.
And Reggie Jackson ain't no big tier free agent that you was going to sign a max. What max deal free agent was you going to get here to come here to Philadelphia? Remember, we fell for that trap before when Brett Brown was talking about.
I don't even know if it was a max. Was it a max agent out last year? Run around? Was it a max free agent last year? Who was a max free agent last year? Was free.
They all re-signed with their teams.
Yeah, and that's my point. Don't nobody go. That's what I'm asking you. Who was going to come? All right, that's like we hoping hard.
You got to draft.
Comes here to free
better than. No, see, I've been saying this. I remember we argued about this on the Polo that time when I was saying, well, my opinion, and I'm gonna address Ella's questions. I thought it's a good question, but when I was saying why I felt we needed to get rid of Ben, I just said from a certain standpoint with other players, Sixers are not a desirable free agent destination. So you don't want to make yourself even more undesirable by playing hardball with a superstar or with a star player, and then maybe putting a sour taste in some of those legitimate superstars' mouth who may even consider coming here and be like, I mean, Ben was a little goofy, but I ain't like how y'all played with Ben. I see if I want to leave, y'all might do this with me. I'm gonna go to Miami instead or New York instead or whatever. That was just my small take on it for whatever that was worth. But Ellis asked the question. He said, do y'all think Forrest Trump we could beat Golden State in the 7-game series if we happen to meet up with them in the final?
Yes, yeah,
I do.
Why is that?
I'm not scared. I'm not really scared of them.
I ain't talking about your emotional state. I'm just asking you from an analytical standpoint.
Well, I'm gonna tell you because I think the game.
Why you think they could win?
Because I think the style of play changes. Whereas though you're not trying to run up and down the court with Golden State like that.
Golden State play don't change.
Okay, if you dictate it to them, then you will. I'm saying the Sixers style of play change. The Sixers tried to run and gun with Golden State tonight, and it worked for a quarter and a half or something like that. But at a certain point, that's Golden State game, and they started beating them up and down the court. And then when the Sixers missed, Golden State running. So my thing is, when you have an MB, you slow down the flow of the game, and it's not as much ripping and running in an open court.
Who you gonna slow down the flow of the game with?
And I just told you with Embiid.
Embiid gonna do that? Or Embiid gonna go out there once he see Golden State hitting threes, Embiid gonna start shooting threes from my line. We know how Embiid get. Let's not sit here and act like we don't know how Embiid get. He's gonna get caught up thinking he's Steph or thinking he Clay, and we gonna fold. We gonna fold.
Y'all gotta remember next year. Maury got something planned for next year. We getting James Harden in here.
Embiid shoots what?
Embiid shoots almost as many threes a game as Steph.
But he shoots 4 games, but 3 or 4 a game, right?
He shoots like 5 or 6.
Remember last year the problem. Now last year,
why I give my commentary. Ted, what do you think?
First of all, Steph needs to shoot more, but he can't shoot unless he's wide open.
My thing is the reason why I don't think. The reason why I don't think we'll beat Golden State for one. Most of the time, the team with the best player wins. And if we ran the Golden State, Seth Curry would be the best player on the court. And most of the time, the team with the best player wins. And then on top of that,
the best offensive player or the best overall player?
Steph is the best overall player. Steph, rather, is the best overall player on the court.
Even with Embiid with defense and rebounds and scoring.
Yes, Steph gives you all. Steph gives you rebounds. He gives you assists, and he gives you steals. He's one of the top.
How many rebounds he giving you?
He giving you like 6 rebounds a game.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Y'all see how Golden State right now, that salary, they got $178 million, and we number 8, 144. We can get somebody in here.
They paying that luxury tax, though. We want to pay the luxury tax?
No, we got billionaire owners. Why can't we pay the luxury tax?
How we gonna get somebody in here when we got a player that we can't move? We got 30 million. We got 30 million.
I'm telling you, hard.
By the way, Ellis, if Clay come back, all bets is off. Depending on how you play, if he 80% Clay, 90%, 75% Clay shooting wise, not even defensive wise, but just shooting, all bets is off. I don't think nobody won't be.
Embiid averages 3.7 threes a game this year for his career.
I can see him blowing out his knee by March.
Who? Golden State forces you in a way to play their style of game. Golden State forces you. Y'all gotta understand. Golden State forces you in a way to play their style of game.
And the Sixers force people to play their style too.
No, they don't. Because you can't. I'm gonna tell you why. There's no way in the world you can match 3-2.
It wasn't about that. What they did,
guess what? When we had Embiid, the Sixers had the number 1 offense.
They threw the zone defense.
You talking about everybody was hurt?
The athletes kept rotating on it. That's why.
No, I'm talking about when the Sixers was full strength. They were the number one offense until Embiid got hurt. Number one offense in the.
Remember, Embiid scoring was down too.
The Sixers were the number one offense in the league when Embiid was on the team. So I don't care what it was. If it was him taking up space and other guys getting open looks, like I've been saying that no matter what, they were the number one offense when he was here.
What was that for 2 games?
I cut it out. No, they was 8-2. They had the number one offense.
What it just started?
I don't know. Wasn't even 10 games I don't know how. I don't know how long that would have lasted. I mean, I still think with B, we are a legit title contending team.
Now 10 games don't matter. When we need 10 games to say what a team gonna be. Now 10 games in, they had the number one offense up until Embiid
said that.
Now,
where you at?
And it wasn't 10 games because Embiid done missed half the games now already.
But my thing is, listen, the Sixers. I'm trying not to be too reactionary to this loss because I knew we was going to lose the game. I was shocked we had a 20-point lead in the first half. I ain't going to lie.
I was too.
But I'm trying to keep perspective. Like Wayne said, when B come back, it does change this whole team. We just need this boy to get in the game, get up off his hospital bed, get up off the respirator, and start playing some ball because he's falling fast. I don't like where we at now, like the 9th seed now? 10th?
Yeah, I know. We got to get it together.
We got to get it together, man.
But that's the funny part. We still only like 4 games out of first.
Oh, really?
I think
yes.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. It's all clumped up.
I wish we could have won this game, though. As much as I like to see my predictions come to fruition, we needed this game because, well, you know what I will say? I'm not too mad because we're going to see, Ellis, because the questions you ask is valid. We're going to see, hopefully, when Golden State come here, I think it's December. I think they play in December. So when Golden State come here, yeah, it's in a couple weeks. When they come here, we'll see. Hopefully, we have full strength, beat Tobias back. Now we're going to see. Possible final preview.
What might be a little, we got to make sure what's going on with Toby, man. Hopefully, that injury ain't worse than what we think it is. So that
what is hip?
Whatever it is. This is a hip knee. What is it? What is it now?
This is hip. The last time he set out, they said it was his hip, a hip strain.
December 11th.
How many years he got in the league? He got a lot of years in the league, don't he?
Toby like 28.
He's a 10-year relation. He has a 10-year relation in the league.
December 11th, Golden State comes to Philly, 8:30. So it's prime time.
So that's only 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks away.
So we're gonna see. So B should be back and ready to go, and we're gonna see.
We should be at full strength.
You should be.
Minus when's that trade deadline they keep throwing around?
Ben might be back by this February.
I thought they were saying December.
Who gonna be back to?
What happens in December? Don't something have the trade deadline not December?
No, this players who signed over the summer are eligible to be traded.
Oh, yeah. 15th. So it's going to open up more like people that got signed as free agents could now get traded.
Yes.
But as far as the trade deadline, that's always like in February, except last year when we had the late season. I think it was March. But overall, I was encouraged by how we played. I like the fact that Maxey got challenged. I didn't have no problem at all with the defense they threw at him because all he's going to do is look at the film on a plane, watch film. Like, what can I do better? How can I be better? Him and Jalen, like, they remind me of each other. They like to challenge each other. I don't know
about Jalen, but I mean, I do think Jalen is learning and growing. But we talking about six. The Bull Maxey, I'm really liking what I see from him. Even though he struggled, I do agree with Tim. When you see them different defenses, it lets you know how to move and shake next time. Maybe a little bit more movement, get a ball up early, get open, all that kind of stuff like that. So it's a learning experience for him. He learning at a high rate.
I think he actually was getting rid of the ball like that. I think the problem was the supporting cat. You had Korkmaz doing nothing. Minivan was doing nothing. Like you had Shake looked like like nobody else was doing anything. So it's like like at a certain point. I mean, Steph got off early on, but then after that, once I'm saying it came down to it, he had nobody else to go to. Maxey was still trying. So, I mean, I still like Maxey. What'd you say?
He was undermanned.
Definitely. But Brandon, I think you got to remember. the seeding is a little bit important though, because we still lost, even though we had the home game against Atlanta. But you want as many home games, a home court advantage as possible going into the playoffs. So I hear you with the seed. I would rather be healthy than anything, but that seeding is still a little bit important though.
That made my head hurt even more. Just last year was so crazy. I forgot Game 7 was on our home court.
Yeah.
If we would have dunked that ball and got the game tied or something like that.
What you mean? Wait.
You mean the other player? The
Sixers. If the Sixers would have scored on that possession, got the momentum, got the crowd going. Oh my God, you would have got all kind of.
If Thibault would have hit both free throws, we'd have been all right. Because that's what it was. Thibault missed the free throw.
Well, Thibault at least wasn't running from the ball to shoot the free throw.
But you see, there's always Thibault's always part of a play.
I bet you Ben missed more free throws that whole series than Thibault.
I'm sure he did.
I bet you dime to a dollar that.
Guaranteed.
Who we betting? Because I'm with you.
Guaranteed.
Hey Mac, I agree. Embiid and AD are. My theory is with guys like Embiid and AD, big guys aren't meant to move the way that they move. Like that's a lot of stress on your ligaments and stuff like that. Like I even think it was a lot of that had to do with Yao Ming. The way that Yao Ming used to do. That's why his knees started going. That's why Shaq is. That's why Giannis is built different though. Giannis is not built like a big. Giannis is more athletic than they are.
He's more slender. He's more of a slender frame too.
And that's why you call Giannis the Greek freak, because he's a freak of nature. That's what I'm saying. Like that's not a given for a dude that size. That's why LeBron is as great as he is. Dudes that big don't usually move the way that a lot of those dudes move.
AD is not built like D.
But
right, but he's not. I just said Greek freak. He is a freak of nature. That's why he has the name. You don't have a lot of guys.
You said AD hurt because AD fragile.
Yeah, but I think that a lot of times those big guys. That's even like Shaq used to have little nagging injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah, but AD's not a big guy.
He's still close to 7. What is he, 6'11"?
Yeah, but he don't have a girth like Shaq and B got on him.
But he still
I'm not.
He put a lot more weight on. He put a lot more weight on coming out of college than a lot of players. Like you guys remember how thin he was coming out of college? He put a lot of weight on in the NBA. So all that running, all that banging with all that, with the extra weight, the extra height. I do agree with Wayne. I always been said that. Like what big men, more than likely big men who play that much and do that much running and be Euro stepping, all that stuff. Them Euro steps take strain on your ligaments and all that. It's guaranteed to get hurt a lot.
Maybe we need to work out with Dwight Howard.
Herb and B wouldn't have had the ball to turn it over if your point guard wouldn't have ran from the ball. So shut up.
Herb, stop trying to cape up for Ben, Herb. Stop it. But
oh well. What's next? Who do we play Saturday? Who do we play Saturday?
Like Wayne said, it was fun while it lasted. Who our next?
I think we got
right.
I think it's an easy schedule.
Who we got?
Who Golden State play next?
We home yet? Who? When we go home?
We go this week.
We play the Timberwolves. We play the Timberwolves Saturday.
We home, right?
Timberwolves Saturday, yep. And then we play the Magic on Monday.
So they finally get to go home. This been a long. We've been on 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
2 weeks.
We play Timberwolves at 6 o'clock on Saturday.
All right. Oh, that works.
6 o'clock, and then Monday is 7 o'clock Magic.
Right.
Golden State plays.
B might as well sit out. No, B ain't gonna want to sit out Minnesota. B should.
He's gonna come back to Minnesota.
Just to piss y'all off, he should come back and play against Minnesota, then sit against Orlando. Say load management.
Man, we got these 7 o'clock and 6 o'clock games, man. It's been brutal.
Yeah, Andy, we on Twitter too, ain't we, Tim?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start posting too.
Ooh, my neck hurts.
Andy asked, "Do we have Twitter?"
Oh yeah, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, iTunes. We all do wherever you get your podcast.
December 11th, the rematch. This is going to determine what we looking like when everybody back healthy. December 11th.
I think Embiid is going to play against Cat. He likes to play against Minnesota and Cat.
We gonna wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Yo, hit that like button too before we get off. Once y'all hit that like button, we got like 20. Let's see if we can get it up to at least 40. But again, anybody final thoughts before we roll out this piece? It's like 1:40. Hopefully, everybody off. Anybody got to work? Y'all suckers. It's like, no.
Well, KD passed AI on the all-time scoring list.
Oh yeah,
I ain't even mad.
To move into like 25 or 24. I'm not sure where he moved in.
I think 25th place.
Yeah, but he just passed my man Bubba Chuck. So.
Yeah, AI at the bar right now drinking like dang.
Yo, he gave that up. I don't got that problem no more. He on with his family.
Okay, my fault. No, but
see, they need to let AI come be a part of the organization. He might get somebody in. AI still got some draw right now. Now, in about another 5 or 10 years, he gonna be the drunk uncle that step out on the court like, yo, let me get this shot. Let me get this shot. But right now, he still got OG status with a lot of these Bulls.
That's true. I agree. That's why they do need to have him around. He might be able to draw some talent in. Or even help out. He might be able to give Maxey, whisper Maxey air a little bit. Hey, you see this, you see that, do this, do that. You never know, man. Help the ball out.
Yeah.
Just like you can see Steph help out all when Otto Porter starts stroking like this. When you see Steph helping out these Bulls with their threes, so he the reason why they splash.
Steph.
Steph is the reason why. He the X factor, man.
All roads lead to Steph. But listen. I want everybody. Thanks for the support. Thanks for staying up. It's like 1:30, so we appreciate all the support y'all gave us.
Definitely, Herb. I got you. I'm bringing the white tee out for the next couple of games. We're gonna see what's gonna happen.
At this point, y'all, we all here. We family. Anybody that get on here with us, we roll with all y'all. We said we're gonna get a shout out. Most of us from the Philadelphia, West Philly, South, North, so we all over. So we catch y'all on our next podcast.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. Dag, I meant to say that earlier in the joint though. Hey, drop. I want y'all to drop in there where y'all from. Like anybody. I mean, even if they drop it in there now, when we cut off, it'll still show up, right? We can start off the next joint like that too.
Yeah. We are from all.
So over. Next time when y'all come on and log in and see where y'all hollering from.
The one boy gave a shout out from Fiji. I forget who it was, but remember he gave a shout out right from Fiji. You probably ain't watching now, but that was last time.
Yeah, one boy was from Australia. He been on in a while. He lost all respect for Ben. Was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
But anyway,
y'all be safe out there, man.
GMA Leach, you out there?
Yeah, GMA Leach. We ain't seen you in a minute.
This is like
thanks for supporting us.
It's like the big drinking night of the year. Everything. Y'all be careful out there. Get home safe. Mm-hmm. And we catch you on the other side.
On the flip side.
We out.
Deuces.